is crazy. Life is spontaneous. Life is good. So yesterday, my friend called me and we were already going to come up here into the mountains and do a train ride, but we were just going to drive in and then drive back out. And then she was kind of like, I don't really want to drive early in the morning. Maybe we should just get a hotel for that night. And then that night turned into, let's get a hotel tonight. I think I talked to her at like 5 p.m. And then by 6 p.m. we had booked this really cute cabin, packing our bags and on our way over here. It was super last minute. I didn't think anyone was gonna let us book. So I got here about 9 o'clock. She arrived around 10. We had some food and then we just passed out. Currently it is 9 o'clock. Or it's probably about 9:15 now, and our train leaves at 11 o'clock. So I need to go get dressed, and then we're going to go and take a train ride. And then after our train ride, we will probably come back here. I don't know what we're gonna get into today, honestly. This train ride has been on my wanting to-do list for quite a few years now. Usually they book up really fast, but this year I was finally able to catch them before they booked up. On this day, the highs were in the 40s, so I decided to break out my vintage fur coat that I thrifted at this vintage flea market. I was really excited to finally wear it, and I also thought I kind of went with the theme since the train itself was vintage looking. So the train ride that we booked was a 4-hour train ride. So it was an hour to this little town. It stopped at the town for 2 hours so you can eat and shop, and then it was another hour to get back home. The train car that we booked gave us unlimited free hot drinks, and then they also provided this little snack tray that we were able to munch on during our train ride trip. And it was basically just like a little mini charcuterie board. During our train ride, they did give us little history lessons on things that we were passing, and it was a very scenic train ride. We were able to move about the cabin, even though the train was moving, so we did explore just a little bit because we were trying to find the cart that had snacks in it. Apparently, it was 4 carts down from where we personally were. But the views were beautiful, we were in the mountains, and honestly, we were just having a lot of fun. I'm really glad that I ended up booking this and not just staying inside during the cold season and not doing anything. So if you guys have something like this near you, I highly recommend booking it and just getting out there and just having some fun. I wouldn't do this again because I felt like I saw everything I needed to see. This is the town that they dropped us off at. It was a really cute, cozy little mountain town, so it was really fun to get around and explore. We went into this one shop that had this caramel apple cider powder, where basically you just put powder down and then you just add hot water and then you have apple cider. I thought it was a cool concept. There were some Christmas decorations, of course, out already, so we did look around at a few things, but we didn't buy anything from this shop. The next thing that we saw was this antique store from across the way. They had so much stuff. I feel like I say that all the time, but I feel like antique stores just have a lot of really cool items versus like thrift stores that only have, you know, a few things here and there. This organic elderberry syrup, I did mean to grab this because I wanted to try it out, but I ended up forgetting about it because there was just so much stuff that I was looking at. I did think this little basket was cute, but for $10, it stayed right where it was. It did look handcrafted, but I just felt like that was a lot for what it was. Then I found this really cool cork ceramic jar for 20 bucks. It was actually, I thought, a good price. I've never really seen anything with a cork like that, but I left it behind. They just had so much stuff. In this pile of stuff, I did spot 2 cat pillows that I thought were really cute. This one I was really contemplating taking home. It was vintage, it was needlepoint, it was a cat looking in the mirror. And also, it was one of those pillowcases that you could zip off and wash it, which I really like versus just a pillow that you couldn't wash anything with. But again, I'm just showing you guys everything that I saw that I thought was cool. There was a lot of handmade stuff, a lot of vintage stuff, and this was also one of those antique stores that had different booths of different sellers. These handmade soaps smelled amazing, and then they also had some earthy kind of jewelry off to the side that I looked at, but didn't see anything that spoke to me, so I didn't get anything. We spent the remainder of our time just walking around the town and exploring. They also had this really beautiful river that you could walk across, and then there were some restaurants across from there, and we just grabbed a drink and chilled until we needed to get back on the train. We also saw some really cute ducks playing as people were feeding them up top of that little restaurant. So it was just a really beautiful day, and I'm really glad that we ended up booking this. Honestly, I didn't think I was going to buy anything when we came into this town other than maybe a drink and some food, but I did end up getting a little trinket. On the way back, it was just really nice to kind of sit back and relax and watch the train go by. So we are back from our train ride. We're gonna go into the mountains and do some thrifting, and then we're probably gonna eat. And then after we eat, I don't know what we're gonna get into. We do have a hot tub here that we haven't used yet, so we will probably use that at some point tonight. We also did a really quick outfit change, just something that we're comfortable in. I'm just reapplying my lip. We might also stop somewhere and get some drinks, food, so I'm really excited for that. But let's go and see if we can't hit some thrift shops before they close. The only shop that we were able to go to was this antique store. It was getting late, so there wasn't much open, and also everything was kind of spread out, so we just opted to go to this one, and we weren't really disappointed. I was really contemplating that olive one to the right. They had a lot of handmade pottery. Some of it was reasonably priced, others were not. The one that I loved the most was this one. They had so much jewelry, and you guys know I love jewelry. I was looking at everything there. I think both me and my friend picked up quite a few pieces. This was one of my favorites. I did leave this one behind because I just kind of felt like it was too much. This shell necklace would be perfect for any mermaid inspired earthy girl. There were just so many pieces, and I had a lot of inspiration because there was just so much stuff. Also, a lot of the stuff was really discounted. We found things that were originally listed for 10 or 12, marked down to like $2.50 or $6. We also saw some really cool earrings. These cactus ones were cute. And then I found these, which were super cool, and I almost got them, except they were clip-on earrings, and I just knew I wasn't going to wear them. But I couldn't figure out what else I could do with them. So if you guys have any suggestions, please let me know in the comments down below. I'm a sucker for baskets, so I was looking at all the baskets. I thought the globe was kind of cool. I did end up getting a few things from there that I will show you guys at the end of this video. After that, we just ended up eating at this really cute restaurant, and we were so tired after this, we ended up passing out. Alright, so it's early in the morning, so I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a tour. What you guys are hearing right now, there's a chicken coop right next to us. So we've actually been having the roosters wake us up. And then there's a little fire pit over here. This is our cabin. Over here we have a hot tub. And then if we go inside, so when you first walk in, we have the living room. We've just got some chairs, a little bear lamp. We've got the fireplace, and they've got some little fall decorations over here. If you turn across from the fireplace, we've got a couch made out of little logs. If you go up these stairs, it leads to another mini room. This room's not really gonna get used much, but I figured I would show you guys anyways. Super cute, cozy little cabin. I think it's like a half bed. And then it also has a little TV that folds out. Going back down the stairs, we've got the kitchen over here. And then we also, I guess that was the dining room. This is technically the kitchen, and it's pretty much got everything that you need. And the little door is just brooms and stuff. Then if you go through this door, you're entering the bathroom. I will say the shower didn't have very hot water. They also have a washer and dryer and plenty of towels. And then if you go in this room, this was the bedroom that we ended up bunking in. Last minute cozy cabin adventure. And it's so cold outside. It feels so good to like wake up in the morning and have like a cozy morning. But that's the tour. After we packed up, we started to head back home, but we stopped at a few thrift stores along the way. We stopped at this thrift store that had 3-in-1. It was a shopping mall, and it had 3 different thrift stores all in the same area, so we just made one stop and we checked out all 3 thrift stores there. This was the first thrift store that we went to. They had a lot of really cool bags. I went straight to the bags because I have been looking for some bigger bags to get, and they did not disappoint. This fringe purple suede vintage bag was super cute. I don't like purple, and I'm really not a fan of fringe, so I did leave this behind, but I thought it was a cool find. This straw bag was cute, but it looked cheap, so I left it behind as well. They also had a vintage section, and this was one of the things in the vintage section. I thought it was cute, but it wasn't my size. Then I saw this wool blazer, which I thought could be styled really cute for the fall, but it wasn't my style, and it also wasn't my size, so I also left it behind. Then I found this jacket. I do have quite a few jackets very similar to this. It also wasn't my size, but I did think that this was a unique piece. Then we're on to the next thrift store. This was a really nicely laid out thrift store. I love thrift stores like this. It reminds me of my favorite one back at home. They had so many cool, unique jewelry pieces, and I really just like how they displayed everything. I saw this bracelet that I thought was really cute. Unfortunately, it was not my size, but luckily it was my friend's size, so she ended up picking it up and taking it home. I am officially back home. I hope you guys are not thrifted out because now I'm going to show you everything that I bought on my cabin/mountain trip. Starting with the goodies. So this was the most expensive thing that I bought on the entire trip. This is what I got at the little antique store that the train dropped us off at. So as you guys saw, that antique store had a lot of stuff, and there were quite a few things that I was kind of going back and forth on what to get, but I landed on these little guys. These are just some wooden vintage cats. Now, usually I don't really buy giblets like this, like tiny things, tiny decorations. I always love seeing cat decorations in other people's houses, so I wanted to get some more cat decorations. I think the only cat decoration I have, it's just this little wooden cat. I don't even think it's wood. It might be like stone or ceramic. I can't remember what material it's made out of. I actually got that little cat at the same vintage market that I got my fur coat that you guys saw me wear on my train ride. They're just super cute. I want to have them placed somewhere that I see them often because these little guys just bring me joy. The carvings are very vintage looking to me, and these were $10 each, which honestly I thought was a lot, but they are vintage, they are made out of wood, they are hand carved, and they are works of art. So the next 3 items that I got was at the other thrift store down in the mountains after we came back from the train ride in that little town where the train left. They also had a thrift store there, and they had tons of jewelry. You guys already saw the clips, but there was so much jewelry. I didn't go crazy. I really wanted to stick to things that really spoke to me. So the first thing that I got was this beautiful necklace. So it's got 3 levels to it. The top is just kind of like a brassy bead. Then the bottom has all these different colored beads, mostly amber, some turquoise, some blue. And then at the bottom, it's kind of like another brown / ambery color of these little drops. I love necklaces that are already layered because it just takes a lot of the work out of it for me, and it's just one piece I can clip on and I don't have to worry about them tangling with each other. This necklace was on sale. I believe it was on sale for $6. The original price that it was listed for was $10, and then it was on sale or discounted for $6. Usually a jewelry piece like this in the places that I usually thrift would cost me around $12 or $8. So I do think that this was a really good deal. The next thing I got was also from that jewelry place, and it is this necklace. Now, when I was looking at both of these necklaces, this was my least favorite one out of the 2, and I almost put it back, but I'm so happy that I didn't because I paired this with a tube top, and it just looks immaculate. Sometimes you just kind of have to play around and just trust your vision. I don't know if you guys have seen The Road to El Dorado, but I feel like I could see somebody wearing this in that show. I just think it's a really beautiful piece. I think it's kind of Aztec-y, I guess, in a way. I think the price on this was $2.50. This was another piece that was on sale. It's just a great price for a great piece. The last thing I got at that place was this. So this is actually for my mother. For those of you who don't know, my mother makes jewelry. She made all of these bracelets. So I wanted to get her something. They had a lot of jewelry there, and I was thinking maybe I should get her one of these pieces that like reminds me of her, but she's really big on wearing her own jewelry. So instead, I saw these little jars that had a bunch of different beads in them, and so I'm going to gift these to her. I don't know why they took all the price tags off of these, but this was $6, which I thought was a pretty good price. There's a lot of just different beads in there, and she can make some kind of jewelry out of it and still be, you know, like a gift from me. And she's also probably going to make some bracelets out of this to also list on her website. I think random gifts are more thoughtful anyways versus waiting for a holiday to give somebody something because you feel obligated to. So I'm going to give this to her because I will see her soon. So before we made the trek home, we actually ended up stopping at a few places that were along the way. So the first thing that I got at one of those thrift stores was this bag. This bag is 100% leather. It says American Leather Company. I haven't looked up the brand or anything, but this feels so soft, so I can tell that it's real leather, the entire bag. Inside it has a bunch of different compartments in it. The reason I got this bag was not just because it was leather, but one, I've been drawn to this tan color lately. I feel like this looks really good with like olive greens and like reds. It's a really good color combination. And I've noticed ever since I've been vlogging and doing more content creation that I need a bag that holds more stuff than my little shoulder bags that I usually wear. So when I'm doing stuff like that, it is nice to have a bigger bag. If you have a coat on, it's really hard to get a shoulder bag over a coat that's bulky. So having a bigger bag also is good for carrying different layers, because where I live, the weather changes so fast. Sometimes it could be really chilly in the morning, and then by the afternoon, you're in summer clothes again. So it's really good to have that option to put stuff in. When I originally grabbed the bag, it didn't have a price tag on it, but all of the bags around it were about $3. So when I went up to the cash register and I asked her, she said because this was real leather and it was a bit bigger, she said that she was going to charge me $4 for this bag, which I had no complaints about. I thought that was a great deal. So in that same store for $3, I got this really cute chocolate top. I can't tell if it's a top or a dress or a tunic. I'm not really sure. It's a size small, which makes me think that this is more of a tunic, but I will probably try to style it as a dress. The reason I was drawn to it, one, it's a chocolate brown, and I have been looking for more chocolate brown sweaters, but two, it had these bell sleeves. I haven't tried this on yet, so I don't know exactly what it's gonna look like on me, but I love this bell flared sleeve look, and then it flares out towards the bottom. You guys can't see it now, but I will try it on for you guys. The brand is Chadwick's of Boston. I've never heard of that brand before. And the material is 78% cotton and 22% nylon. I almost didn't get it because it wasn't 100% natural fibers, but I don't mind a mix if it has a very high percentage of a natural fiber. All right, so I have the dress on. As you guys can probably tell that this is not a dress. This is supposed to be a tunic. It fits me like a dress, but just barely, so that's how I know it's supposed to be a tunic. It is very short. So in the fall time, I would wear this with shorts, and then in the winter time, I would wear this with tights and then shorts on top of those tights, and then probably some knee-high boots is how I would fully style this up. I did kind of style it a little bit by adding this 3-tiered belt. I do think it's super cute, but I was a little disappointed in the sleeves. I thought the sleeves were going to be more flared, and they're not. But I do still think it's a cute piece for the winter and fall. What do you guys think? The last thing I got, and it's probably not that exciting, but I got this little travel case. So it's one of the packing cubes, but it's for liquids. And the one that I had before ended up breaking on me, and I have kind of just not bought one yet. I haven't really done much traveling in the past year, but now next year I plan on doing a lot of traveling. So once I saw this, I figured I might as well get it, because also if you buy these off of Amazon or somewhere else, they usually come in packs. I really just wanted one small thing to put my liquids in, so I was really happy to find this for only $1. So that's all I ended up getting on this little mountain trip. What was your favorite item? Leave me a comment below and let me know, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!